Hi guys, welcome back. This is part two of Rita Berman's Butterfly. So we are going to start today with pencil. I don't know really where I want to start, but I'm just going to go with it. I hope everyone is doing well today. Hope you're having a great week. We're in the middle of the week now, so we're halfway there. Guys, let's get started. I'm not going to talk too much. I always talk too much. I know. It's just me. That's me. But here we go. I'm going to go in with a light cream. This is PC 914 cream. And just lay down, because I always go in with a light color first, and then I'll come in with my other colors. So I'm putting the space down, just a little bit of it, not much. Not much at all. So I guess I'm starting here. I didn't know where I wanted to start, so I guess I'll start with my lightest color, which is yellow, first. So that's why I grabbed this cream. I know that these pencils are so waxy, they kind of smear the lines. The line art smears a little bit because they're so creamy and waxy. So I have to be careful. Let's see, we're gonna just, I guess, do all of this. Yeah, all of this in this cream. Let me come down a little bit for you. It's finally then stopped raining, but it's supposed to rain again. It's supposed to have bad weather tonight, overnight. I hate that. You guys know how much I hate bad weather. So, just praying that there's no tornadoes or anything like that. But Thursday morning should be the last of the rain. So, maybe another 2 days of it. I'm tired of it. So much rain. You cut the grass and it rains so much, the grass grow back immediately. Well, I don't cut grass. But I'm just saying, you get the grass cut and within days the grass is back. And your yard's looking all nice because the grass is all freshly cut, and I want I want my lawn to look nice because I live in a subdivision, so I have neighbors, and everybody, it's like cookie cutter when you live in a subdivision. So you always want your yard to look nice, your landscaping. I planted some green onion. I would plant a whole garden, but I'm scared of snakes. And I know if I plant a garden, snakes are probably going to come. And I wouldn't be able to put my garden in the backyard because my dog's back there and he would eat it. Literally, he would eat it all. So I have two planters outside my front door, the main door to the house, not the carport door. Two large planters. So I planted some green onion in one of them to see how it would grow. So I'm pretty excited about my green onion. It's growing. I want it to grow like my mom had planted green onion, and it was so huge. It was like unreal how big a one stalk of green onion would be. It was like amazing. So I'm just hoping my green onion grew like my mom's. But we'll see. Hopefully. But I would love to grow like strawberries and just all kind of fruits, and especially like a lot of stuff that I buy, like that's why I'm planting the green onion, because I eat a lot of, I cook a lot of tacos. I love tacos, love Mexican food. So I'm always cooking authentic Mexican food. So I need lots of fresh vegetables and, and stuff like that. And I don't use like packed seasonings, I cook authentic Mexican food. So everything comes from herbs and spices. So I would love to have a herb garden, a greenhouse. A greenhouse is not out of the question, but I don't know. I'm going to definitely work on a greenhouse. I would love that. That would be so awesome. I just want to grow fruits and vegetables, especially like lettuce, like something that I eat a lot of. I would love to grow it. You can save a lot of money by growing your own stuff. That's the country girl in me. Want to grow everything. It's the country girl in me. When I was growing up, my uncle lived next door and he would grow beans, like string beans. What are they called? Green beans. Um, he would grow green beans, and I can remember picking green beans with him. That was so fun. And my mom, growing up, we wanted to always plant, my brother and I, we had watermelon, we had strawberries, um, green bell peppers, red peppers, um, cantaloupe, blackberries, mulberries, kumquats. My mom still grow kumquats. She grow grapes. Um, what else? Growing up, we had like 5 or 6 different kinds of lettuce we were growing. Um, just so much. We had so much growing, and we wouldn't sell it or anything like that. We would eat it. I mean, everything we grew, we liked. We grew stuff that we liked. So, we would always share because, it's where I grew up is all family. It's basically all family on the street. Um, so of course, it's all family. So, different aunts and uncles coming over and they get their fruits and vegetables and just we would get what they're growing and it was just so fun. It was fun. I miss those days. But most of my uncles have passed on. My dad's passed on because they were so old. They were older. My dad and his brothers. My dad was the baby. So, of course, all of his siblings are older. And most of them are passed on. Out of 13 of them, let's see, 5 of them are still living. Yeah, 5 of them are still living. 2 girls. There were only 3 girls, but 2 are still living, and three of the boys are still living. And one of my aunts that's living, she has dementia, so she really don't know anybody. It's really sad. She made the best blueberry pie ever. Ever. And I would always ask her, make me a blueberry pie. And next thing I know, a day or 2 later, I would have a blueberry pie. She would always make me a blueberry pie. It's my favorite. Yeah, it's the country life. It was nice growing up in the country. Well, it's the country, but it's also like the swamp. Because I grew up on a riverfront town. So it was not only a country, but it was also a riverfront town. So lots of boats everywhere all the time, especially during summer. Boats would be everywhere, like everywhere. Nothing but boats and jet skis and all the time. And, really cool, fun. But it's totally different now. To go home, everything looks different. What color are we going with next? Let's go with, I need my swatch book. See what I'll go down with. I'll go down with this. It's not enough orange. Can't believe Prisma don't have enough colors of orange. They have 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 orange. So I'll go down with 118. 118, 121, and 918. So 118. 921 and 918. So I'm gonna go down with 918. And then 920. Okay, I got it together. I might have to lay it down a little bit. I guess I'm gonna start from the top. Yeah. Oh, I didn't put my base down. Oh, I gotta put my base down. Let me find my. But I miss the country. You went to bed. And I got this as a base, which is peach. This is gonna be my base for the orange, 939. So I really miss. I should have went with a lighter color, but that's okay. I'll make it work. Going to bed at night, you didn't even have to lock your door, and no need for an alarm, But that's not the reality we live in now. Didn't have to worry about locking your car doors, or, you could leave your bikes outside, and like we would leave bikes and 4-wheelers and go-karts, and I had a Spree, a Vespa, a moped. We would just leave all of that outside. Because it was a lot of family. It was like hundreds of acres of family land. There was a main road that went through it, but the main road was, nobody really used it but family. But you didn't have to lock up anything, nothing at all. And everything was safe. The kids could play outside. And once they came out with, Atari was out. I'm telling my age, but Atari was out. Some of you don't even remember Atari. You're so young, but Atari was out. Um, let's go down here at the bottom and put a layer of this. So, my cousin had an Atari, but my brother and I were a little young when the Atari came out, so we didn't have it. We were that young. But we were, I guess I was maybe, how old was I when the Nintendo came out? I had to be around 10 maybe. 10 or maybe a little younger when the Nintendo came out. Maybe a little younger. And we got the Nintendo. Well, my brother got the Nintendo. And that was that was really the end of going outside. I mean, we used to still go outside and play baseball and all that stuff. But we didn't go outside as much because we were in there with the Nintendo. And nobody in the neighborhood, it was family land, but around, it was a lot of people that lived around. So, my cousins and then people, well, like distant cousins, and people just you grew up with. Everybody would always come over because we had the Nintendo. And that was real fun playing Nintendo, and then different games consoles start coming out, and I miss all those days. The old days. Sorry for shaking you. But I miss Mario Brothers. The original Mario Brothers was the funnest game ever. And I miss it. And it's so hard to find. Those little consoles where you could play the original. I found one about probably a little bit longer than that, probably about 10 years ago. I found one of those little consoles at the mall and I bought it, and it was okay. But it wasn't like the regular joystick or anything like that. So, I guess I wanted that regular joystick, that original joystick. But I missed those days. I missed all the fun stuff. Listening to records and CDs didn't even exist then. I had a record player. Listening to records. And my mom still have all those records. A couple of years ago, I had mentioned in a store that I had all the Michael Jackson and all the Prince records, and just a whole lot of different people, different artists. And this guy wanted to buy them and offer me a lot of money for them, but I would never sell those records. Never. Especially my Michael Jackson records. And they're in the album cover in perfect condition. No, I would never sell those. See, guys, I start talking and I slow down, and we're at 20 minutes already because I'm yapping about the good old days and the country life. But, things change. Now you have to have an alarm. You have to lock up everything at night. Even though I live in a safe place, well, my next door neighbor is a police, and his cruiser's outside. And in this subdivision, I think it had to. I think it probably about 4 or 5 police that live here. So I mean, you come through and you see all the police cruisers everywhere. I mean, you kind of, you know, if you're a criminal, I don't think this would be a great place for you to try to break in because so many police. It's a lot of police. But my neighbor, it's so aggravating. And I mentioned this once, and people like were pissed off that I said it, but excuse me. I said that my neighbor had a petting zoo behind his house. Not literally like where people come over and pet the animals, but he has a lot of animals behind his house. And, we live in a subdivision. That's why we bought in a subdivision. So we wouldn't have to worry about, stuff like that. And somebody, recently bought my subdivision. That's why they have so much construction because they are actually developing the subdivision. And the guy that owned it before, he wouldn't tell him anything about having the animals. I mean, my neighbors he had wild turkeys, he had pigs, ducks, chickens, goat or sheep, whatever says bah, that's what he had. The wild turkeys, the rabbits, lots of chickens. And at first he had roosters, the ones that would wake you up in the morning. And the neighbors and everybody, was complaining because the chickens would wake everybody up on this side of the subdivision. Because I kind of live in the back of the subdivision. So the chickens would wake everybody up and everybody would be pissed because, you don't want to wake up until you have to actually get ready to go to work. And, this was back before Corona. So, you don't want to have to get up at 4:30 if you don't have to really get up until 6, to go to work. I know I didn't, but hell, his chickens would wake everybody up. And the neighbor's kid was so mad. He got up one morning, poor kid. He was so tired. And he just started screaming outside. And I'm like, what the hell is that? And it was the little kid across the street screaming, shut up your chickens. It was so funny. But he eventually got rid of the chickens, but he don't follow any rules. You can't have boats or RVs in the yard. He had an RV in the backyard. He didn't follow any rules, and they wouldn't tell him anything because he was a police. But the new owners came in, and now it's a totally different story. He had to get rid of the RV because they could see the RV, from the road, but they haven't looked like in the fence, like behind his house or anything like that, to see the animals. So it's just a matter of time with him and his animals. You can't live in a subdivision with the houses this close and have a whole petting zoo behind your house. Like, I'm barbecuing chicken outside on the grill and about to sit out, sitting outside after you barbecue, you sit outside, you eat. I don't want to sit outside and get ready to eat my chicken and then I have a chicken clucking in the background. That's not cool. That's not cool at all. So I just hope he can get rid of his animals. Just follow the rules. You are a person that's supposed to make people follow the rules, and you're breaking all of them. Literally breaking all of them. But, you know, some people just don't follow the rules. And what morning was that? Sunday morning, we wake up and look outside, and I didn't see my dog. So, you know, there are blind spots in the yard. If I look out the door, I can't see him. But I know he's back there because there's a fence. So I'm just thinking he's laying over on the sidewalk in front of the gate by the carport because you can walk around the back through the carport. I mean, to get to the back. So I'm thinking he's over there, and then look outside, and I look to the ground, and there's a white chicken on the ground. So I'm like, oh shit. And next thing I know, I just see feathers flying everywhere. The chicken had got out. He has his chickens in a coop, but the chicken got out of the coop because we have very tall fence. Very, very tall fence. So the chicken got out and the chicken crossed the fence. And when the chicken crossed the fence, my dog's not used to having anything in his backyard but squirrels, birds. He see a chicken and he killed the chicken. I hate to say it, but he did. The chicken came in his backyard, so he killed the chicken. But the thing is, I don't even think he really knew that he killed the chicken because he was just playing with it and wagging his tail and throwing it up and just touching it. But the chicken was dead. It wasn't a very large, well, it was pretty big. So the chicken was dead, and I'm guessing he killed the chicken. He had to have killed the chicken because the chicken had to come over the fence alive. So he had to have killed the chicken, but I mean, it wasn't his fault. Nothing was his fault. I mean, it's his backyard, and the chicken came over the fence. I feel sorry for the little chick, but, well, it's not even a little chicken, it was a chicken. It's not a good thing, but he needs to do a better job at keeping his chickens in the coop. I am not ready for this hot weather. But the time is almost here. It's almost here. It's May. But usually by this time, it's really, really hot by this time. But we've had so much rain. We've had double the rain. Watching the news last night, we've had double the rain this year than we had last year at this time. So, lots of rain. It rains so much. And when it rains so hard. I really don't like how those look, but oh well. I'm going to put some white gel pen down. They'll look better once I put the white gel pen. All right, let's go to the top, and I'm starting with 118. 118. Okay. We are going to start up here with these. And make sure you can see that. Move my light. But getting ready for hurricane season. Have to make sure you have batteries and all that stuff. Lots of batteries and water, and I'm not looking forward to hurricane season. I just pray we don't have any storms to come this way, because I hate packing up. So many times last year, packing up my stuff, all of my art supplies, packing it down. So if the storm come, at least it's packed down, I can kind of save some stuff. I don't know, guys. I don't know. I just hope we don't get, I just hope, you have those years where you don't have storms coming your way at all. But we had so many, okay, there's a storm coming. It is projected to hit your area. And you pack everything up, and then the storm go the other way. Now, thank God, every single time the storm went the other way, and the one time I think it did come our way, it lost so much power when it hit the mouth of the river. It lost so much power, but I'm just so over it. And I have so much more, so much coloring supplies, much more than I had last year. So it's going to be hard to pack all this stuff up. And, it's just, I'm over it already. I'm just really over it already. So I guess if it keep happening, like, okay, it's coming your way, it's coming your way, I'll just pack it all up and just leave certain books out and just leave certain things out until hurricane season is over. Because I'm not going to keep unpacking and packing and unpacking and packing. Because I have a lot of stuff. So, unless I guess I could just turn my bookshelves to the wall, just turn them all around, I guess. I don't know. But I'm not ready for it. I'm just not ready for it. Because I know how it was last year, and I didn't have half of what I had last year. So maybe I'll just, from now on, now thinking about it, maybe I'll just try not to really buy much until like October. I'll go back to buying and just put it all in a little savings. And that way when October come, I could just go on like, I could just go crazy. Just go to the store and take a trip to Blick and go crazy. That would be nice. Just buy like new release books, of course. Definitely do that. Just like new release books and stuff that come out, and like new, just stuff that, like distressed inks always have new colors coming out. Like I would buy that, but just other stuff like all these new sets of pencils and stuff I've been buying lately. Maybe not stuff like that. I think that's a pretty good idea. I was really thinking about going on a no buy again anyway. But I've been doing good. As you can see, my last haul was really small. So I'm really proud of myself. Because I'm thinking, okay, you have so many. And I know I don't have half the books that a lot of people have, but that's a lot of books to me. And I think I just need to color in what I have. Color in some of those books. And then you can start buying books again. Unless it's like a new release, like June 1st, the Fabiana Attanasio book come out. Her new book come out June 1st. And you can pre-order the book on Amazon. I'm going to leave the link below so you can go and pre-order that book. Something about a garden. I don't know. I don't remember the name of it, but it comes out June 1st, so. But if you have a Walmart that usually have good coloring books, you probably can get it at the end of this month. Because what my Walmart always put her books out like a week before they come out. So that's pretty cool. But I always have them on order, so I just don't worry about buying them. So now I'm thinking about, should I even pre-order the book? Because my Walmart is going to have it. Now, only certain Walmarts get the books early, but my Walmart I have a super center. Because I live in a college town with a lot of kids, with probably about 40,000 kids live on campus at this local college, large college in my city. That's actually about 10 minutes away from my house. That's why I have a super center. And that's why I have a lot. My town is not the biggest. My city is not the biggest. I have about 60,000 people in my city. But most of the people are kids. Well, not kids, but people that come to the college, and just stay in the city. That's what most of the population is. Because I went to college and I just stayed in the city. And where I grew up is about, from the college, about 20 minutes away, 25 minutes away from the college. But from my present house to where I grew up, it's about 30 minutes, 35 minutes. But it's a nice college. They have a very large nursing school. A lot of people come from all over the world to go to nursing school here. Really nice program. They've had a waiting list for years. just to get into that nursing school. It's pretty cool though. I graduated from college there. All right, guys. I have worked on 2 little spots. And I know I've talked your head off, but I'm sorry. Um, I guess we're going to have a part 3 and a part 4 until I finish. But I'm going to possibly work on these guys a little bit more. Just these 2 spots. I'll work on just those 2 spots a little bit more. And I will see you tomorrow. I wonder how long it's going to take me to finish this butterfly. I don't know, but I'm going to work on those 2 spots and maybe work on it a little bit more, but I will make sure I do all the finishing touches with you guys. Guys, I appreciate all your support. Thank you for watching, and I will see you tomorrow.